Hey guys, let me minimize this. It's too big. Okay, so let's talk about what you're doing today for people in the independent grouping. So I need you to understand that here, for the review of barometric pressure, temperature, altitude, and density, I expect you to answer what is the barometric pressure, what does altitude mean, what's the relationship. You should know these. Use your science reference sheet, and it will support you. If you don't, then I will allow you to look this up online and figure it out from there. Okay, but you should only take like 5 minutes to complete this section. The next section for number 4, 5, and 6, and 7, this is a mixture of short response and multiple choice. So for this one, number 4, the image below represents a balloon floating in the atmosphere. Why did the balloon expand? Meaning it gets bigger at point E. So it's at this point right here, than it did at point A. So what I need you to think about is in reference to pressure. Like what happens to pressure when you go higher up in altitude? Does it increase or decrease? What happens to pressure when you go down in altitude? Does it increase or decrease? So figure that out and respond using a complete sentence. And between the relationship between altitude and barometric pressure, another name for barometric pressure is atmospheric pressure and air pressure. So you can use either one of those, okay? Next, we will go to number 5. So number 5, we know that air rises, air sinks, and the cycle happens over again. So the more dense air sinks, and it says it right here, and the less dense rises. So it's a cycle like of air circulation. That's what air does. So it's warmer, colder, denser. I only need one response. And B, what is the formation of molecules? So molecules, remember those little dots here. Warm air is compressed in warm air compared to cool air. Okay, so are they closer together or are they far apart? So I want you to tell me that. You can even draw pictures, like which one represents warm air, which one represents cool air, because you have to do it anyway here. So you only need to draw 10 molecules, so like 10 of these dots. But maybe you should make them like a bit bigger because so I can actually see them. Okay? If you need to pause this and come back to it, that's totally fine. I suggest that you do that. It's like, okay, I just told you a lot of information. Go ahead and pause this video and then play it after you're done here. Okay. So number 6 and 7, for 6 and 7, you need to just read and answer. It's multiple choice, and I need you to authentically think about it. So let me read these out loud. If you need this read out loud, then cool. If you don't, then cool. So a balloon carrying a weather instrument is released at the Earth's surface and rises through the troposphere. As the balloon rises, what will the instruments indicate? So meaning, what will the instruments say? Like, what will they tell us? Will they tell us that there is an increase in temperature and pressure? Will they tell us there's a decrease in temperature and an increase in pressure? An increase in air temperature and decrease in pressure, or an increase in both temperature and air pressure? So you need to just like talk about that, as that will also help you with number 7, because number 7 is asking you that as well, and you need to know and identify the relationship. This is a question on an exam, so it's super important that you answer this question appropriately. Number 2 is a little bit more simple. It's just a reading about how the changes in temperature and how they affect weather, because we're going to talk about how that forms a wind. So read the information, annotate, place a line number or numbers by the question to cite where you found it. So for example, here, like you're going to tell me what line number you found it. Like, are you going to say like line what? Line 1 through 2, line 3 through 4, so on and so forth. You need to do that for every single one. For the illustration, you don't need a line number here. So don't need line number here. But you do have to use your like prior knowledge of that, okay? Other than that, everything else needs a line number. So just read. I gave you some space here so you can annotate. I gave you pictures on the other side. You can also annotate the pictures. I'm not going to read it out loud for you because the expectation is that you will read fluently. I think sometimes you can highlight this and it'll play for you. All right. Yeah, go ahead and pause this video as many times as you need. Play it as many times as you need. This is all you, so you have like the rest of the 35 minutes of class time to do this. Once you're done, you can check your answer with the answer key. Good luck.